Yes, I do know I'm wearing my shirt inside out. I did it on accident, but it's my day off, so I don't care. Welcome, lovers! I don't know what I'm doing, but you probably already knew that, and welcome back to the bedroom where I decided standing was more fun than sitting. Today, we're going to be doing another Things I Don't Understand, because there are a lot of things that I really don't understand, and I haven't done one in a while. I actually can't find the list I made of things that I don't understand, so I'm just going to go with the more recent ones that I can remember, so this could be really short, or it could be really long, we'll see. The first one occurred to me in the last couple days. I mean, it's occurred to me a lot of times throughout my life, but in the last couple days I've been listening to a lot of anime channels while working, so it's a little more prominent in my mind. And that's the whole subs versus dubs thing. See, I can understand that people have preferences. I have a preference. I like watching dubbed anime, which, is fine because it works for me, and I understand that other people prefer subbed, and some people just listen to it because they can understand the language. There's nothing wrong with any of that. What I don't understand is why everyone feels the need to create this big war between subbed and dubbed. I could not count on both of my hands the amount of times people have just come at me because I like watching dubbed anime. And it's always something stupid too, oh, you're not a real anime fan if you watch dubbed. Or, oh, you must be stupid if you can't watch subbed and have to watch dubbed. Or, the most common one, oh, you have no taste in anime. You like the shitty, not good stuff because you only watch dubbed, or you prefer to watch dubbed. And I'm like, what is the point of that? I'm sorry, are we all suddenly hormonal, judgmental 12-year-olds? Why are you, getting weird at me about the fact that I like something different than you? Yes, I understand that a lot of the time when it's changed from sub to dub, the context of the situation will change, or things will be taken out or added in, because the studios who do those kinds of things can be fucking dumb sometimes, or just have an agenda. I get it. It's a different experience. I know that. But has it ever occurred to you that some people need to watch dubbed anime? I'm guessing not. Now, for anyone on here who either doesn't know me personally or this is your first video watching me, hi, welcome to the randomness, I guess. I have really, really bad dyslexia, super severe dyslexia. I had to take corrective classes for it, by myself one-on-one kind of dyslexia. So that presents the first problem for me in watching subbed anime. Yes, I wish I could watch subbed more often, because then I'd get the straight context rather than the flipped around, changed whatever. But I just can't a lot of the time. Not to mention the fact that there are actually some anime that are better, at least in my opinion, in dubbed. Or, just as good. Not only is it super distracting to constantly have to be looking away from the anime itself to read subtitles, because anime is literally visual storytelling, so it kind of takes you out of it to have to keep looking down, or awfully enough sometimes up, to read the titles. But for someone like me, who flips letters and words and shapes and literal objects sometimes because my brain doesn't like to put things in the right place, then 9 times out of 10, if I'm watching a subbed anime, I have to pause it every 10 seconds so I can actually read it and then watch it, and then sometimes I will forget what they said, so I'll have to still try and read it, or I'll have to pause it again. And it just stops being fun, and it stops being entertaining. It becomes a chore. If I could just straight watch it that way and not have it, take me out of what I'm trying to enjoy, that would be great, but I can't. Not to mention the fact that I'm one of those people who's if I watch something with subtitles, even if it's in English, it distracts me anyway. My brain flips down to look at it, and I cannot, for the life of me, focus on what I'm trying to watch. So, excuse me for not wanting to have to constantly make my entertainment and what's supposed to be relaxing to me into a fucking chore. And like, I'm not over here judging people who like to watch subbed anime because some people don't have those problems, so they're fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it. It doesn't fucking affect me, so I don't give a damn. So why is it the fact that I need to watch dubbed anime such a fucking big problem for you? It's like, I'm sorry, in what universe is the way I live my life affecting you? I'm not making you watch dubbed anime. I'm not watching dubbed anime around you. So why the hell do you care? And like, there's already so much stigma around anime existing and watching anime at all, at least where I live and in the general United States. Why do we have to, like, make it worse by perpetuating that we act like a bunch of immature 12-year-olds? I don't get it. Why? And, like, even for people who don't have to watch dubbed, for the other reasons I mentioned, you know, the complete distraction that is subtitles, and the whole, you know, it's visual storytelling, so you kind of need to watch the visuals to really get it, is a perfectly valid reason. Or maybe they just like it better. Why are you trying to make us explain ourselves for the things that we enjoy? Most of us are not children anymore, and at least half of us are not even teens anymore. So can we please just act like mature people and stop trying to judge everyone else for the things that they like? Like, there's not even a good reason to do that. I've spent too many years of my life being worried about what everyone else thinks, and being worried that I can't talk about the things that I like because, oh, the people around me will think I'm weird. It's stupid. I've grown out of it. So should you. For the love of God, just let people enjoy themselves. Wah. Okay. Next thing I don't understand. Now, this is coming out of a recent experience that happened the other day with a lady who decided to literally scream at me through my car window for 5 minutes, cussing me out and all that shit for pretty much no reason. You know, I say no reason, but the things that she was saying kind of implies more that she was yelling about everything else going on in her life, and it was just kind of a tipping point, but that's not the point of this thing I don't understand. What I don't understand is why, when people make a mistake in driving specifically, they feel the need to blame the other person. And the example I'm going off, the thing that happened to me the other day, was I was driving out of where our neighborhood is, and there was a stop sign, so I, stopped. But the lane going this way doesn't have a stop sign, and I knew that, so I looked both ways. And there was a person coming, but they weren't close enough for it to be a problem. At the time that I started accelerating, I got a phone call from a number that has been harassing me for months, so I was ready to just pick up and be like, leave me the hell alone, stop calling me, or I'm gonna fucking sue you. I don't have the money to sue anyone, but I was just done, so as I accelerate and I pick up the phone to be mad at this person, another driver going down the lane that doesn't have a stop sign almost hits me. They slam on their brakes, I have to drive around them, and it's a thing. It's just a whole thing. And at first, after this happened, I was like, well, maybe I didn't stop for as long as I should have. Until I realized that there was a fucking witness who saw, literally, Eric was sitting in our sunroom and he saw what happened. So, I'm not crazy, I did stop. So, being a little bit shook after that, I drove up to the next stop sign and stopped again because it's a stop sign. And then this lady like, screeches up next to me, way too close to my car, so it's not safe for me to just go forward anymore. And she starts yelling at me through her car. My window's still up at this point. And when I get in situations like that, I kind of shut down because of my anxiety. So she comes around, I open my window about this much because I don't feel secure, and then she spends 5 minutes screaming at me about how I'm a stupid bitch, and she saw an accident and wasn't an accident, someone in her family got killed, and mostly stuff that wasn't relevant to me. But as you can probably imagine, I was a little bit, not okay after that. I don't understand why people think it's okay to do that. Not only was she yelling at me, telling me I didn't stop, and screaming at me about being a dumbass, basically, but it was so obviously not my fault. Like, she was speeding down this road that you're not supposed to be going very fast through because it's a neighborhood. And she is screaming at me about it. I don't understand how people can just do that. Not only how they can think it's okay to go through a situation like that and then be like, oh, it obviously wasn't my fault, but then to proceed to go after the person whose fault it was not. The person you probably almost hit or almost sent off the road or whatever the situation may be, and then just get in their face and scream at them and generally be a terrible person to them because you made a fucking mistake and you don't want to admit it, so you're telling the other person you're in the wrong, you made the mistake, blah blah blah. Like, I get it, nobody likes to admit when they're wrong, and when you get in situations like that, it's fucking scary, I know, but that doesn't excuse behaving like a fucking child in response to that. Can we just be mature and move on? And if an accident did happen because of it, deal with it maturely. You're a grown ass person and you're still acting like this. Not to mention the fact that apparently it just doesn't occur to these people that the other person could be, I don't know, shaken up from almost or getting into an accident. Empathy? Anyone? The next thing I don't understand is in relevance to fast food and, more recently, my work. The people who, work in food service, it is their job to accurately take a person's order, accurately make a person's order, make sure everything is there, and then, provide it to said person. Seems simple enough. Apparently not. There have been an endless amount of times when I've been working where people just will forget things on orders. And part of my job as the delivery driver is to make sure everything is correct and in the bag, but because we're not technically food service, I'm not allowed to open the bags or the food things because I'm not allowed to handle the food because I can't take the safe serve thing. So, when I go somewhere to pick up food, one of the things I do when they give me the food is say, okay, I'm going to go over the order with you. Can you check to make sure everything is there and correct? And half of the time, first of all, they're fucking pissy about it, even if they're not busy at all. They're just like, ugh. Or oh, I already checked it, just take it. Or I'm sure it's right, just take it. Or they'll roll their eyes or they'll just be so inconvenienced by it. And I'm like, this isn't just part of my job, this is part of your job. Why are you so pissy about it? I'll go up and they'll have the food there and I'll be like, hey, I gotta go over it with you, and they'll be like, oh, we checked, just take it, and I'll be like, no, I have to go over it with you because a lot of times stuff is missing. And there's one particular place that always forgets something, and they're the worst about this. And I'm like, I understand that you probably have other things to do, but please go over it with me. It takes 5 minutes at the most if it's a big order. And most of the time, they're not big orders. And so after I have to fucking convince them, which takes more time than the actual process does, 9 times out of 10, the people who don't feel like it are missing something, or something is wrong with the order. For example, I had a delivery yesterday where the person had an allergy to tomatoes. So they couldn't have tomatoes or ketchup or anything relevant to that whatsoever. Now, the place I picked up from was really good about it. Like, they washed their hands, changed their gloves, didn't touch anything before making it. But a lot of these other places I'll go to, they'll open it up after I basically beg them to make sure it's right, and there will be tomatoes on it. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll just take the tomatoes off. And I'll be like, do you not understand food allergies? This person could possibly die. You have to make a new burger. And then they're even more inconvenienced, even if they're the ones that aren't making the food. And I'm just like, why? Why is that a thing? And then half the time, I'll go over an order with somebody and they'll pull the things out and like look through them. And somehow, even though they said everything is there and I saw them moving everything around, I'll get to the drop-off and there will still be something missing. Like, is it really such a problem to just go peek in and then put it down? Like, it is the most frustrating thing to deal with these people. Not only are you now going to have to make whatever's missing or remake whatever's wrong and then have somebody come back and get it again, but I, as a delivery driver, now have to waste my time by going back to an order that should have been done right in the first place to re-deliver it when I could be making more deliveries and actually be making more money. Because re-deliveries, if you didn't know, don't make any money. It's a re-delivery. It's like you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time, you're wasting the customer's time, and you're making me lose money. So you can probably imagine how upsetting that is for me. Especially because delivery driving isn't exactly a stable job, isn't exactly the best way to make a consistent living, which is why I'm leaving. But why do people have to be like this? Why? It doesn't even make any sense. You're making more work for yourself. Okay. That's gonna be it for this video because all 3 of those were particularly frustrating for me, and I still don't have my list, so I don't remember what else I wrote down on there because I have a terrible memory. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, that's perfectly okay and perfectly understandable, but hopefully I'll see you in the next video anyway. And until then, I hope your day is just as lovely as you are. So, bye-bye. Are you a trap card? Because I've fallen for you.